Did Benjamin Franklin really want the noble turkey to be the symbol of our great American Republic? No. No, he did not. So why does everybody say this then, and why does this myth persist? Because we all know the story about how the bald eagle was put forward, and Ben Franklin is all like, you guys, the bald eagle sucks. It's a lazy scavenger, and we want a noble and glorious bird that can be a symbol of our nation, that's a native to our country. And I mean, there are a lot of issues with the story, and one is that both birds are actually native to North America. There's certainly many more species of eagle in Europe, but both the bald eagle and the turkey did originate here in North America. The other is that the bald eagle isn't really even just a scavenger. It's what you call an opportunistic eater. So yeah, it'll grab something that you dropped on the ground just like your toddler will, but it will absolutely also hunt for itself. So where did this whole thing get started? The year, my friends, is 1776. The day, July 4th. Do you like my American Revolution hat? It's actually for the sun, but it's cool and bendy, so today it's for the revolution too. A committee was put together on the 4th of July to create the Great Seal of the United States of America. 3 people you may have heard of were tapped for this: Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, and yes, Benjamin Franklin. The first seal design proposed by Franklin was an image of Moses parting the Red Sea. The accompanying text read, "Rebellion to tyrants is obedience to God." Jefferson proposed a similarly religious motif about the Israelites wandering in the wilderness led by a pillar of fire. And John Adams proposed an image of Hercules for the seal. The only thing that remains from any of those original 3 designs is the text that still reads today, "E pluribus unum." You'll note that none of these designs included birds of any sort. No turkeys, no eagles, no sparrows, or Hottentot button quails. Alright, okay, I'm done with this. Now the myth is really crazy because that was actually only the first committee formed to create the seal of the United States. There were 2 more after that. The second committee involved a guy who's credited with creating the first flag of the United States, Francis Hopkinson. After the second one, a third one formed and also failed. At that point, Charles Thompson, Secretary of the Continental Congress, was like, guys, what are we even doing here? And he plopped together a seal combining elements from all 3 committees and designs, and in 1782 he came up with the seal that we all know today. He was just not messing around. And I think everybody else was equally fed up too, because he submitted it to Congress and they approved it the very same day. Like, finally! God, where's that turkey though? In 1784, Benjamin Franklin sent a letter to his daughter making fun of the bald eagle. He wrote, quote, "For my own part, I wish the bald eagle had not been chosen as the representative of our country." And this is where the whole thing comes from. But what people miss about this is the same thing that your boomer parents miss in your text messages, because you can't always read tone through text. Franklin was making a big joke here. There's this organization called the Society of Cincinnati, and it was formed in 1783, and it says it's the world's oldest patriotic organization because it was founded by officers of the Continental Army. The part that's relevant here is that they chose an eagle for their own seal, and Ben Franklin was riffing on the fact that a lot of people at the time said that the Society of Cincinnati's eagle actually looked a lot like a turkey. This letter originated the entire idea that Franklin thought that the bald eagle possessed a, quote, bad moral character. He goes on to say of the turkey itself, quote, "For in truth, the turkey is in comparison a much more respectable bird, and withal a true original native of America. Eagles have been found in all countries, but the turkey was peculiar to ours, the first of the species seen in Europe being brought to France by the Jesuits from Canada and served up at the wedding table of Charles IX. He is besides, though a little vain and silly, a bird of courage, and would not hesitate to attack a grenadier of the British Guards who should presume to invade his farmyard with a red coat on. I am also, though a little vain and silly, a bird of courage, Benjamin Franklin. Thank you for informing me of my own true identity as a turkey." So Franklin wasn't advocating for the turkey to be the national symbol of America. He was making fun of the Society of Cincinnati, which was, and still is, a hereditary organization and thought by many, especially in the time of overthrowing kings, to be very anti-democratic. And the birds just happen to get caught in the middle. So you go ahead and eat your turkey this year at Thanksgiving without remorse, at least not for the symbolic statement it may bear on the character of the United States of America. And especially because Ben Franklin himself ate plenty of turkeys, and he especially loved the ones he murdered by electrocuting them to death in his experiments. You gotta get that crispy skin somehow.